All right, party people, we are back, and we're gonna go ahead and continue. I'm gonna get as far into this as I can. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with this.
Whatever the Father has planned for my life, it will be fulfilled. Regardless of the fact that I've been outcasted and thrown out. Like basically felt overthrown. Okay? I'm no longer able to walk in my purpose freely. No. I don't have internet. I've been taken offline. I barely have any data. It's only 4.5 gigabytes per month. That's not a lot. And then this particular phone company, it ain't worth it to buy extra data because they sell it by the megabytes. Okay? It's $4 for 100 megabytes. Alright? $4 for 100 megabytes. It's $15 for a freaking gigabyte of data. Bro, I'm tired of this satanic ass prison system of oppression. Okay? The system itself is fraudulent. I'm sorry that you people hate that I was the one chosen by the Great Spirit to bring forth His messages. Okay? I ain't the only one, but I'm one of the ones. And I'm one of the ones that most people have hated. Okay? Most people want to hate. Alright? Including the other brothers and sisters that's out here speaking the same thing in one accord, in unison. In one accord and in unison.
In one accord and in unison. All right, 1 second. And these people, there's a whole bunch of them that are speaking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But um, there's a whole bunch of people, like most of your haters, like your real haters. They're the pretenders, okay? The ones that hate you the most and do the most to try to suppress you and stop you. Um, they're the ones who are the pretenders, all right? Now, as far as the community of many of the brews that I know is on one accord as far as the well you're gonna hear it in the audio. They're not pretenders. I want to make it very clear that they're not pretenders. Okay, I'm not talking about them, but the pretenders is the charlatans. All right, those are the ones who do what they do for selfish gain. Okay, now many of the brews that's on the same wavelength of this prophecy. All right. They just have not have elevated. See, we're all on different levels of elevation. All right, and that's what people need to understand. Not everybody is on the same level. All right. Nevertheless, I'm not accepted into their group. All right. I'm outcasted from them, even though we're saying many of the same things. Okay, I'm alone, just me and the Father. Okay, and the Father sends a few people to help me along the way. But primarily I am alone. Okay, now, let's go over this. You cannot stop these prophecies, people. All right? You cannot pray it away. You can't wish it away. You can't fight it away or anything else it away. His will be done. And His will is to free His people from this bondage of perpetual economic slavery, being enslaved to the false god of money. All right? That's His will, is for us to be free, to worship Him in the Spirit and in truth. And because there is a few of us whose heart pant after his righteousness. We are the ones that he is going to deliver. So at the end of the day, he is in control of all of this. Yes, Satan needs his permission to do anything. He was given a certain amount of time and he still had parameters. Okay, there were certain ones that, in certain times that he could not touch. I've witnessed divine protection my entire life. Now, I don't say this to put myself on no pedestal. I say this to give the glory to my Father. Okay? Yes. All glory and esteem goes to my eternal Father, Mother. Okay? The one that gave me his spirit. Okay? And instructed for me to speak by way of his spirit. Why? Because I have applied his living word to my life and I've been living it. Alright, now these prophecies will play itself out. It's unfolding before our eyes. The all power of love and life is moving the children of light. That is our head. Okay? That's what leads us. Okay? So stop trying to stop something that must happen. Okay? You talking about cash is where it's at. You don't want to go to a cashless society. Understand, that's exactly what's going to happen. Because cash does not rule every damn thing. Money doesn't rule everything. It only does in this false ass reality. Okay? But when the real reality come into focus, then you will be able to see that the earth and its resources will sustain all humanity and all creation. So you want to get on the right side of things. This world isn't it, people. This world is crumbling. And if you want any kind of salvation, you're going to have to humble yourself like a little child and unlearn all the indoctrination. That's hard to do. Yeah, it is. All right? Let's get back to this, bro.
They saying the same thing about the mark of the beast. They saying the same thing about the time that we living in. They saying the same thing about the awakening. However, they ain't elevated to the point to where they understand that we were never given dead bodies to eat as a food source. No, many of them on the YouTube community, the ones that I listen to on a regular basis, they stick to the clean animals, quote unquote. Okay? But ain't no such thing as a clean dead body. Okay? A dead body is a dead body. And that commandment that was given by Moses wasn't talking about animals as in food. Okay? It was spiritual. He was giving the commandments spiritually. But those of a carnal mindset took it to mean that they could eat clean animals.
Now, you can find this understanding in the epistle of Barnabas. Alright, I don't think I have that. Yeah, I might. Okay, yeah, here it is. Alright, let's see. From the epistle of Barnabas. Let's see. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for this, maybe. Okay, yeah, this is it. Alright, the spiritual significance of the precepts of Moses respecting different kinds of food All right. Now, wherefore Moses did say, Thou shalt not eat the swine, nor the eagle, nor the hawk, nor the raven, nor any fish which is not processed of scales. He embraced three doctrines in his mind in doing so. Moreover, the Lord said to them in Deuteronomy, I will establish my ordinances among this people. Is there then not a commandment of God? They should not eat these things? There is, but Moses spoke with a spiritual reference. All right? A spiritual reference. For this reason, he named the swine, as much as to say, Thou shalt not join thyself to men who resemble swine. For when they live in pleasure, they forget their Lord. But when they come to want, they acknowledge the Lord. And in like manner the swine, when it has eaten, does not recognize its master. But when hungry, it cries out, and on receiving food is quiet again. All right, this is many of you Gentile nations today. All right, you don't think to call on our God unless you're going through some kind of cataclysmic event. Okay, some kind of destruction. Then you want to call on our God. But this whole time, you've been trusting in your God of money and materialistic things. Okay? If you truly knew our God, then you would have a compassion for his people. You would not just readily dismiss his people as if we are ignorant and as if we are irrelevant. Neither shalt thou eat, says he, the eagle, nor the hawk, nor the kite or raven. Thou shalt not join thyself, he means, to such men as know not how to procure food for themselves by labor and sweat, but seize on that of others in their iniquity. And although wearing an aspect of simplicity, are on the watch to plunder others. So these birds, while they sit idle, inquire how they may devour the flesh of others, proving themselves pests to all by their wickedness. This is the worst of the heathen, who do not work. Your CEOs do not work. Those who set themselves up in authority over all humanity and all creation, they do not work. Okay? These people don't work. All right? They have established themselves on indigenous land, and they have just been reaping the benefits of this land, not giving a damn about the original inhabitants of this land. They are descendants of invaders of this land. This is the richest people in the world. They don't work. They just sit back and reap benefits of downtrodden and oppressing others. And they are praised. They're exalted as if they are righteous in this false ass reality. And thou shalt not eat, he says, the lamprey, or the polypus, or the cuttlefish. He means thou shalt not join thyself, or be like such men as are ungodly to the end, and are condemned to death. In like manner as those fishes above accursed, float in the deep, not swimming on the surface like the rest, but make their abode in the mud, which lies at the bottom. Moreover, thou shalt not, he says, eat the hare. Wherefore, thou shalt not be a corrupter of boys, nor like unto such. All right? Understand, because the hair multiplies year by year the places of his conception, for as many years as it lived, so many it has. Moreover, thou shalt not eat the hyena. He means thou shalt not be an adulterer, nor a corrupter, nor be like them that are such. Wherefore, because that animal annually changes its sex, and is at one time male and at another female. Moreover, he has rightly detested the weasel. For he means, thou shalt not be like those whom we hear as committing wickedness with the mouth on account of their uncleanness. Nor shalt thou be joined to those impure women who commit iniquity with the mouth. Do you understand what that means? Blowjobs? That is sodomy of the mouth. Okay? For this animal conceives by the mouth. Moses then issued 3 doctrines concerning meats with a spiritual significance, but they received them according to fleshly desire, as if he had merely spoken of literal meats. David, however, comprehends the knowledge of the 3 doctrines and speaks in like manner. Blessed is the man who has not walked in the counsel of the ungodly, even as the fishes referred to go in darkness to the depths of the sea, and has not stood in the way of sinners, even as those who profess to fear the Lord, but go astray like swine, and has not sat in the seat of scorners, even as those birds that lie in wait for prey. Take a full and firm grasp of this spiritual knowledge. But Moses said still further, ye shall eat every animal that is cloven-footed and ruminant. What the hell is that? Rumin. Hold on. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. All right. So this is this is why they think it's okay to eat these kind of animals.
Ruminant.
Ruminant. Okay. Ruminant. There it is right there. You shall eat every animal that is cloven-footed and ruminant. What does he mean? The ruminant animal denotes him who on receiving food recognizes him that nourishes him, and being satisfied by him is visibly made glad. Okay? He tells us many times to go look to the animals, look to the creation and observe his ways. Okay? Because you can see the Most High living God in his creation. Okay? Now, hold on. Well, Moses spake, having respect to the commandment. What then does he mean? That we ought to join ourselves to those that reverence the Lord, those who meditate in their heart on the commandment which they have received, those who both utter the judgments of the Lord and observe them, those who know that meditation is a work of gladness, and who ruminate. Let me get this thing again.
Ruminant.
Those who ruminate upon the word of the Lord. But what means the cloven footed? That the righteous man also walks in this world, yet looks forward to the holy state to come. All right? We're forced to physically live in this world, but that does not mean that we have to conform our ways and our actions to that of the world. We can line our ways and our actions, our mentality, and our heart condition up to the true and living God. Okay? Preparing ourselves for the holy state to come. Behold, how well Moses legislated. But how was it possible for them to understand or comprehend these things? We then rightly understand his commandments, explain them as the Lord intended. For this purpose he circumcised our ears and our hearts, that we might understand these things. Okay? So I understand the deeper meaning. Okay? But many of my brothers and sisters in the Hebrew community, they don't want to go deeper. They're comfortable where they're at, but still yet they are in transgression. Okay? They're still committing the same iniquity that got our asses in this captivity. Okay? It's the same iniquity, people. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is the thing. Jewish sacrifices are now abolished. Since therefore the days are evil and Satan possesses the power of this world, we ought to give heed to ourselves and diligently inquire of the ordinances of the Lord. So that means you should not be outcasting me, because this is what I sought for. I diligently inquired into the ordinances of the Lord, okay, of the Most High, okay? Therefore, you should not be hating on me, okay? You should not be trying to hold me down, or hold me under bondage of this economic system. How are you holding me under bondage of this economic system? You are joining yourself to the system to say root hog or die poor when you shut up your bowels of compassion if you have abundance. Okay? So reverence and patience then are the helpers of our faith. And long suffering and continuance are things which fight on our side. So the long suffering that I've been having to endure, understand that this is going to help me. Okay? Because it proves who I am. It proves that I'm not a charlatan. Charlatans don't go through the long suffering. Okay? While these remain pure in what respects the Lord, wisdom, understanding, science, and knowledge rejoice along with him. For he has revealed to us by all the prophets that he needs neither sacrifices, no blood sacrifices, nor burnt offerings, nor oblations, saying thus, what is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith the Most High? It's not that he's full of it. He never required it. I never required burnt offering, saith the Most High. I do not desire the fat of lambs and the blood of bulls and goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required these things at your hands? Tread no more my courts. See, this is in Isaiah 1:11, people. Okay? You can go to Isaiah 1:11 and just start reading. Tread no more my courts. Bring no more oblations unto me. Incense is a vain abomination unto me. They were trying to cover up the stench of dead bodies. And your new moons and your Sabbaths I cannot endure. He has therefore abolished these things, that the new law of our power, the promised anointed one, our ascended master, our big brother Yahushua HaMashiach, which is without the yoke of necessity, might have a human. It's not a human oblation. It's not a human sacrifice. All right. So they still ad-libbing, bro. But he demonstrated. There's a difference. He didn't sacrifice himself. Okay. He self-sacrificed. Yes. But it wasn't to cover our sin. Okay. It's the same thing that I'm doing when I choose to walk in my spiritual purpose, my spiritual mission, self-sacrificing, okay? Choosing to go through the long suffering, choosing to suffer without money because I'm not earning it. And this world ain't got no love for those of us that ain't got ambition to earn money. Okay? But it is that love that is within our heart. That our heart is not turning cold. The Messiah's heart did not turn cold as they tortured, mocked, ridiculed, and murdered him. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He pitied their ignorance. That's divine love. That's exactly what I'm demonstrating. Yet you people hate me without just cause. It is not a just cause to hate me simply because I do not earn money. You're going based upon the wisdom of this world, and you are refusing to humble yourself like a child to unlearn the wisdom of this world. That is on you. Just like the people who tortured and murdered the Messiah, they refused to unlearn the wisdom of the world in which they were living in at that time. They refused to amend their ways. The Israelites of the tribe of Judah, the religious leaders, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, those who set themselves up in authority, who handed the Messiah over to the worst of the heathen to have them murder him, they refused to amend their ways. They refused to hear by way of the Spirit. They were puffed up in their pride and their arrogance. And the worst of the heathen, the Romans, who tortured and murdered the Messiah, they were also puffed up in their pride and their arrogance. Today, many of you people who shut up your bowels of compassion are puffed up in your pride and your arrogance. He says, did I command your fathers when they went out from the land of Egypt to offer unto me burnt offerings and sacrifices? No, I did not. You can find this in Jeremiah 7:22. Okay? Go to 7:22 Jeremiah and begin reading. All right? He said, I did not command your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings and or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them. Let none of you cherish any evil in his heart against his neighbor. And love not an oath of falsehood. You people have taken many oaths of falsehood, unknowing to yours, is unbeknownst to you. Unbeknownst to you, you have taken many oaths of falsehood. All right? We ought therefore, being possessed of understanding, to perceive the gracious intention of our Father, for he speaks to us. Desire is that we, not going astray like them, should ask how we may approach him. To us then he declares, a sacrifice pleasing, the pleasing sacrifice to our God is a broken heart, not a broken spirit. Okay? But a broken heart. All right? A soft, tender heart. All right? And what they mean by a broken spirit also is that long suffering. Going through the trials and tribulations of being brought low. Going through the trials and tribulations of being debased. Okay? But that does not necessarily mean that your spirit is broken. All right? It simply means that you're strong-willed. Okay? And the spirit that he wants you to trust in, the spirit he gave. Okay? Not in a spirit of error. Okay? So, yes, the broken spirit of error, the error spirit, all right? But not his spirit that he gives to us. Why would he want that spirit to be broken? Okay? No, he wants the spirit of error within us to be broken. Okay? And so when we're going through our trial of long suffering, that's when we're seeking him. And that's when we're broken of our own evil will. Like anything that we were doing in our own will, okay, that was according to the ways of this world, according to the ideology of this world, that is what had to be broken. All right? And that is a pleasing sacrifice to our God. I hope I explained that. I explained it the best way I could, people. Okay? But on surface level, it's not just any broken spirit, okay? He wants that spirit of error that has been imposed upon us to be broken. All right? A smell of sweet savor to the Most High is a heart that glorifieth him that made it. Okay, we ought therefore, brethren, carefully to inquire concerning our salvation, lest the wicked one, having made his entrance by deceit, should hurl us forth from our true life. Okay, none of us have been living our true lives. Okay, we've been forced to live an illusion of economic slavery. How are we living our true lives when no one on this earth is truly free? All are slaves of money or necessity. Public opinion or fear of prosecution or even persecution forces majority of people against their conscience to conform to this wicked ass satanic system of economic slavery. Okay? All right, so we're done with that. Okay, so again, people, spiritual. What the hell, bro? Mm, mm, mm. Spiritual elevation is a step by step process. Now, in Christianity, we're taught that it's instantaneous. Okay? We're taught that all you got to do is confess your sins and pray this special prayer, and voila, you're saved. That's a strong delusion, people. Okay? It's a strong delusion. Spiritual evol- spiritual evol- spiritual elevation, I don't know why I keep wanting to say evolution, but spiritual elevation is a step by step process. It's not instantaneous, all right? Um, Now, you cannot be conscious, okay? You can't be conscious until you free your mind from colonized thoughts. And that goes for everybody, okay? Not just for the indigenous people, all right? But also for all you nations, okay? You can't be conscious. You how are you conscious when you are holding to a colonized mindset? Okay, you're holding on to a colonizer mindset. All right, a Eurocentric worldview. You're holding on to an illusion. Okay, therefore you are not conscious. Okay, you are deeply asleep. Okay, you're deeply sleeping. Okay, you're gonna have to come up out of the dogmatic belief systems. All right, whew, bro. Let's see here. No one owns the land. Okay? Why do you think you gotta pay colonizers in order to live upon the earth? No one owns the oceans. Okay? Why are you complacent with them setting up freaking off limit, off boundary areas of restriction by brute force? All right, this survival of the fittest. Whoever has the biggest military arsenal, whoever has the most powerful weapons, whoever has the most money, that's who gets to rule. All right, that's a heathen mentality. Okay, no one owns the sand. Okay, no one truly owns any of this. All right, this was given to us by our Creator. All right, the earth provides for free. Okay, only by the hands of the greedy does the earth require a fee. All right. So just because you want to be complacent with paying colonizers, the worst of the heathen, who brutally stole these lands and set themselves up in authority over all humanity and all creation, keeping the indigenous seed of this land as prisoners of war, understand you are in for a rude awakening. Okay? Let's see where we're at on this audio, people. Because we're only 6 minutes in. Alright, let me bring you back over here for a second.
Okay? There ain't no such thing as a clean dead body.
Alright, so we still on that. So ain't no such thing as a clean dead body. Alright, I've went over this so many times, people. I really don't want to spend too much time on that. Alright. You know damn well ain't no such thing as a clean dead body. Hold on. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Alright. Let me switch you over.
There ain't no such thing as a clean dead body. Alright? Dead bodies of chickens have to decay just like a pig does. Okay? The death and decay status, what happens when a body dies and decays, the process of the decomposition of the body, it's no different. Okay? It's the same for us as it is for the animals. Okay? It stinks just the same. Alright? And dead bodies is supposed to be buried in the ground, not in our gut. We were never given animals to eat as a food source. It is a dead body of an innocent animal that was brutally tortured and murdered, butchered to be your quote-unquote food. That's selfishness. That is a hardness of heart. Okay? So you want to be in a dogmatic belief system, you Hebrew Israelites.
Before I even get into that, let me just prove what I just stated. 1 second. Alright? So we share the same fate. Alright? Surely the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. Alright? The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage, no preeminence over the animals. Okay? You can find this in Ecclesiastes 3:19. Okay? They feel the same pain that we feel. What makes you think that their pain and their suffering doesn't matter? Well, that is a lack of compassion, people. That's a lack of mercy. That's a lack of empathy. That you are willing for these beautiful beings to suffer, all so that you can selfishly eat their dead bodies. Like, wow. Do you see this? You can see the pain in her eyes. Okay? The animals feel pain. Alright? The animals have personality. Look at the fear. Okay? You know, they have emotion. Okay? They feel the same thing that we feel. Stop shutting your eyes to the fear and pain in theirs. Okay? Stop ignoring suffering of others. Stop ignoring this. You must soften your heart. And cry. So fearful, there's bloodshot in their eyes. Look at this. Misery in their eyes. Why do you think it's okay for them to be miserable? Why do you think it's okay for them to suffer? That is the epitome of selfishness. It's about compassion, people. You must have compassion within your heart. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. You want to keep turning a blind eye to this horrendous treatment of the Father's innocent creation that's in captivity, up under subjection of the worst of the heathen? You're doing it to your own detriment.
Okay? So you want to be in a dogmatic belief system, you Hebrew Israelites, priding yourself on not eating unclean animals, but you're still eating an unclean thing because you were never given dead bodies to eat by your Maker, the Maker of your spirit, the lover of your soul. Yeah, that power never gave you animals to eat as a food source. His law never changed. Okay? So, me.
Hold on. Neither would these young souls knowingly worship Lucifer and Satan rather than Elohim and Jaja, alright? The one you want to call Jesus, okay? So it would actually be loving kindness and, motes of the lamb, or, who you want to call, Jesus, the ascended master, okay? Yahushua HaMashiach, all right? Therefore, Lucifer would pretend that he was God. He would call himself Yahweh and tell them that he was their creator. He would establish the priesthood of the serpent on this world, which is the satanic priesthood of the dark path. Lucifer communed with his master Satan, and behold, the voice of the serpent spoke within Lucifer, saying, Let my priests mix good with evil, for it is in the robes of good that I shall dress my seeds. And only one thing is truly needful to enslave humanity. He must be made to eat the flesh of animals. For then we can enter his body and enjoy his senses. Yeah, and we can whisper in his head, and he will believe that our words are his own thoughts. No matter if his scripture declares to love one another, as long as he eats flesh, he will be unable to follow those words. And yet, because we mix those good words into his scriptures, our religion of blood sacrifice is made more palatable to the young souls we wish to ensnare. Okay? I think this comes from, I wanted to find out the source of that record, but one second. Remember, Holy Megalia. I think it's the Holy Megalia. Alright, yeah. Alright, behold, Lucifer taught many to kill animals for food and pleasure, and to sacrifice them to him, their God. Lo, due to these practices, the people became denser and easier to influence. The demons found that they could slow the vibration and thereby weaken the shield of light, okay, of creatures by getting them to eat flesh. Excuse me. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, it's the Holy Megadia. Lucifer communed with his master Satan, and behold, the voice of the serpent spoke within Lucifer, saying, Let my priests mix good with evil. So you can find that text in the Holy Megalia. Alright, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. Alright. And I'm going to prove it one more time. And I do not know what record this is. But it could be the same record. It could still be the Holy Megalia. I'm just not for sure. All right. Yeah, the demons found that they could pierce the light shield of creatures who fell from the fleshless diet to a diet of flesh. And once they entered the light ovum, okay, your aura, all right, behold, they could enter even the physical body of the unsuspecting host. And by entering the body of a host, lo, the demons gain two things. One, they may now whisper in the mind of their host. Two, they may experience the vicarious thrills through the sense organs of their host. Okay, so now when you having sex and you're enjoying your sexual immorality, all your pleasures, all your carnal pleasures and these things, guess what? Them demons is enjoying it right along with you. Okay? When you're enjoying yourself drinking and smoking and doing all the things that you do, and you're whatever you're doing in your state of intoxication and whatnot, understand that them demons are getting their thrills off of you. You are their host. Okay, they need a body to inhabit. Okay, because they cannot enjoy any of the things of this earth in the spirit, in spirit form. All right, therefore they have to inject themselves in a mortal being. Okay, yes, and they prefer humans. They don't really want to be in the animals. Okay, they want to be in humans because of our consciousness. All right, now so I also perceive the remedy for this great evil, a return to the fleshless diet. For once a being rejects the flesh diet of the demons are forced to flee. Yeah, the demons are forced to flee because according to the Most High's eternal law, they cannot be within the light ovum, the aura, okay, the light shield, okay, that protects our physical body, okay? But when you are partaking of the table of Satan, your light shield weakens, and the demons can enter into you and control you. All right? So you're going to have to unlearn that which you've learned. This is the true color of the animal that you want to eat. A few days after an animal has been slaughtered, it begins to turn a gray-green olive color because the rot process starts. Okay? So the meat industry uses unhealthy substances such as nitrates and other preservatives to make it appear artificially red. Okay? It's artificial. Okay? If you go to the grocery store and you buy a bright ass red package of meat, understand you're eating a whole bunch of dyes and preservatives and a rotting corpse. Okay? I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. But that just is what it is. Okay? Now,
so many of them are stuck there. And because I have elevated past that, they feel some type of way about me. Especially because of my natural personality and how I come across. I don't sugarcoat. I can't get up here and put on no pretense. I can't do that. I gotta be authentic to me. You know? If I'm not authentic to me, then what is the point, bro? Because I gotta be obedient to my Maker. The one that instructed me and led me and guided me on this journey. I literally follow the leading of the Spirit. And I can't put on no pretense. I'm not a pretender. Alright? So, because I was born and awakened at the tail end of the times of the worst of the heathen, my circumstances is crystal clear evidence that the hearts of many has waxed cold, and is as in the days of Noah, as in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, as in the days of the city of Enoch, when he gathered together the righteous people to be shielded, okay, to be transported to another place. However, we got a while to go before we're transported somewhere, but we are going to be shielded while the earth purges the wicked, the disobedient, the unrepentant, the hardened in their heart, the seared conscience, okay, those that don't even have a conscience anymore, all right? Those that have tuned out the maker, and there are some beings upon the face of the earth that ain't got no conscience. Okay? There's empty vessels. There's like freaking clones. Alright? Yeah, they've been cloning people for a long damn time. Okay? So understand they got sleeves. Okay? They got sleeves. Oh, those are like, avatar bodies. Okay, preserved for your consciousness to dwell in it. Okay, they got the technology to do this.
Yes, they advertise this, people. And I think I seen a movie, not a movie, but a TV show back when I had Netflix. When I had access to Netflix. Bruh, it's crazy. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. I forget what the dang name of it. Sleeve avatar body. Let me see. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't know why they hiding it now. Conscious trapped in a Bro, that's not what I'm looking for. See, they hiding it now. There was a show on Netflix. I don't know why they hiding it. Okay, so they talk about it here. Like, they got these things. It's like it looks like a human body, but it's empty. All right, and so anyway, you would just have to check out the not the Avatar movie. I can't think of the dang name of the show that was on Netflix, and they called these things sleeves. Okay, it was on Netflix. Okay, altered carbon. Okay, altered carbon. There we go. Oh, they still hiding it, bro. Come on. What in the hell? There it is right there. Like, come on. Let's see. I don't know why they hiding what I'm looking for, bro. You seen it there on the side, but it's not. It's like this avatar. It's like a body. Damn, bro, this is crazy. I don't know why they gotta hide this. Damn. What the hell? This is crazy. You see this right here? Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, the hell? That's what I'm looking for. But it's not, like, when I click on it, it doesn't show that. But you guys seen it. You guys just seen it. This right here. The television series. Oh dang, bro! I don't understand why I can't get a bigger picture of that. That is crazy. So anyway, it looks like a human body laying there. It's just a they called it a sleeve in the freaking show. Okay, to where you can upload your conscience to this freaking avatar body. Okay, so anyway, I wasn't even trying to go all off on that.
All right. So understand that yeah, even though you can transfer, apparently they found a way that you can upload your conscience or some shit onto a hard drive. All right. You can upload you can upload all your memories, like upload your thoughts and all of that. So I guess basically that's your conscience. They found a way where they can upload your conscience onto a hard drive. Like that is crazy, bruh. Like wow. So you really gonna give control of your conscience to these devils, even though they're promising you that you can live in this avatar. Like, in order for you to live in the avatar, they have to have access to your conscience. Okay? And, so, yeah, you can't put it past them that they won't tamper with things within your conscience. Okay? What we have naturally comes from the Most High. Okay, but these devils know that they're at the end. Okay, so they trying everything that they can possibly try, to get away from their judgment. Because they know what they did to the children of the promised land. Okay, the aboriginal, indigenous seed of the colonized lands. Every single land that they colonized from the 14th into even before then, bro, because hell, before the end of the 14th into the 15th century, they had already kind of taken down the Southern Kingdom over in Europe, okay? So the Southern Kingdom was over in Europe. All right, I can't give specific dates because I don't remember. But, bruh, they, since 70 AD, we've been catching hell from the Gentiles. Okay, the Gentiles have had rule since the 70 AD. All right, that's before then. Because hell, the Greeks took over. When the Greeks took over, that was the times of the Gentiles.
And that's when evils were multiplied upon the earth. Now you see this illustration here, right? All right. So colonization was enacted by the decrees of the church, the abominable church. So you get all this death, you get all of these bones, all of this blood that's been spilled. You have a people that's been broken and plundered, raped, robbed, murdered, and kept as prisoners of war. But the church is saying love your neighbor, while they are ignoring all of the history, all the history of the established system, the church. In order for them to establish themselves like they are today, where they're just talking about love your neighbor, and Jesus came, and we are to just look to Jesus. Like, bro, you are ignoring how this whole system, your religion, your churches, your status, all of this, you're ignoring how all of this was established, because it was not established by our God. It was established by the adversary for a certain amount of time. Okay? Therefore, you cannot keep ignoring the how and the why and or the what's to come. Okay? Because it ain't gonna stay like this. See, these dead bones here are now awakened. Okay? And we're standing, well, some of us, and we're standing upon our feet. Okay? We're going to war with the abominable church. This is spiritual warfare because we're calling them out. Okay? You don't see your pastors defending your religion. Okay? What can they say against what we've been instructed to speak by way of the Spirit? What can you nations say against the indigenous people that's been awakened within the land of our captivity? You can say all you want. Oh, that happened so long ago. Get over it. Love your neighbor. But you know that your heart is cold. The Most High God knows that your heart is cold. Because we are in a false ass reality. You have to atone for what has happened in order to establish a counterfeit people on top of the original people. Okay? I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but that just is what it is. All right? You can't establish yourself via wickedness and think that it's going to last for eternity. Okay? Wickedness does not last for eternity. All right?
All right? And that was when evils began to multiply in the earth. So you got to think about this. You know, the Gentiles want to erase all of what happened way before 70 AD and beyond, okay? And even before then. They're ignoring who the original people were. And during their Renaissance, they whitewashed all of history, and they only want to start their history with the Greeks. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you and your precious little ego, but there were empires before the Greeks, okay? And they were not Gentiles. They were not Europeans, all right? It was a melanated world before the pale-skinned world, okay? And that ain't no hate. That ain't no shade being thrown. That's just the absolute truth. So we have been living an illusion, okay? Because all of this was biblical prophecy. The Gentiles were only given a time, times, and half a time. Their time started with the Greeks. Their times was the Roman Empire. That's 70 AD. Alright, you can go back and research history and see when the Greeks came into power. See, they always want to run and point to Pliny, or Pliny, however the hell Pliny, alright, or Aristotle, and you know, all of these Greek philosophers, okay? But again, there was civilization before the Greeks. So tell me, where did the Greeks get their information from?
That's a good question, isn't it? Isn't that a good question? See, since they want to claim that all their primary sources come from the Greeks, but they conveniently leave out where the Greeks get their primary sources from. Why is that? Because they get their primary sources from those who were before them, and those who were before them were not Europeans, were not the Indo-Europeans, were not pale-skinned. Okay? Don't know if I can find this right quick. Hold on. I think this. Don't know where the heck is at. Right in a second. How the Gentiles changed the truth of the Messiah and his doctrine. But that's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for something else. Okay, here it is. All right, this is from the book entitled Irish Wisdom. Okay, and this book is going to let you know that the Greeks were not the first with this information. Okay, nor was the Romans. Okay, Rome came after Greece. Okay, so they are not the originators of this information, the Greeks nor the Romans. Okay, so let's see. Here is where it was first conceived and nurtured and cultivated, and from here it spread throughout the entire world. Her sacred literature had been pilfered by Rome, and her learning and mythology handed over and accredited to Greece by these same English Romanist tricksters. In the mythology which they have stolen and handed over to Greece, they have covered up and secretly preserved for their own knowledge the very source from which it came. For as the Greeks said, they knew not where their traditions came from, for they were strange to them. Of course, they were strange, and are so yet. All right, I don't think I have any more of that. That's page 43. Um, let's see. Let's see what page this is. That's page 21. Let's see. Okay, so this is how they destroyed us. They did not want to leave standing so much visible evidence of the existence of the former religious institution which they were going to displace with a new one of their own making. So, in every age since, the leaders of the Roman Church have had a conscious knowledge of the part played by their organization in the suppression of all knowledge concerning the history of the Great Pyramid, the purpose for which it was built, and who the builders were. Okay? So much they hid. They hid everything. Okay? Let's see. This is page 20. Alright? The great struggle before mentioned, known as the Punic Wars, are said to have been waged by Rome against Carthage, or Carthage. All right, this fact is only a partial and misleading statement meant to deceive, and which has deceived up to this day. Carthage was an Irish colony, and the name is a mythical one, a compound Irish word which alludes to man's besetting sin, sexuality. All right. Now, what people need to understand is, all of these proverbs and bywords like the Irish, the Germans, Mexicans, all right, Hawaiians, Cubans, all right, Jamaicans, even, okay, all of these things are proverbs and bywords, okay. They call them Irish because they lived in Italy, okay, or Ireland. Sorry about that, Ireland. All right. So anyway, there were another people that were residing there before the ones who you consider Irish today. There was another people who were there before them, okay, and they were replaced, all right, by the people who you think are the Irish today, okay. Now let's go ahead and continue. All right. Let's see. No, okay. Striking similarity between Berber and Irish words, even in our own day. Let's see. The wars in Gaul in Spain found out that Gaul is the uh, it comes from the lineage of Japheth. Okay, that comes from the Galatians. The Gauls is the Galatians, and also they are Gog. Okay, so Gog and Magog, that comes from the lineage of Japheth. Okay, these are the Gentile nations. All right, and Spain were for the same purpose, namely to destroy. Okay, to destroy the Irish church. Okay, and to set up a universal church and papacy in Rome, through the medium of which Rome could rule the entire world. Okay? So understand, this abominable church destroyed the holy people and usurped us. Okay? So everywhere the true biblical people were, everywhere, we weren't just in one location. Okay? Like, the indoctrination makes you believe that so-called black people were only in Africa. Okay? However, we were all over the earth. Okay? We were in England, we were in Britain, we were in Italy, we were in Ireland, we were in these areas everywhere where there is four seasons. That's where you would find our people. Okay? Shem was given the lands that are neither hot nor cold. Oh, wait, hold on. Does Ireland have four seasons? Okay, you can experience all four seasons in a day, and quite often that's the case. All right, yes, Ireland has four seasons. So, because Ireland does have four seasons, people, you need to understand this is not Japheth's land. Okay, this is not the lands of the Indo Europeans. So those who are calling themselves Irish today are not the true Irish people that were there before they were overtaken by the Indo-Europeans and replaced. Okay? You Google Irish people. This is the early one. Okay? Alright? This is a depiction of the original Irish. Okay? Dark skin. Alright? Copper colored. Okay? Yes. Alright? Not the people that you see today that you want to call Irish. Okay? These people destroyed these people. Alright? And usurped their identity. Okay? So, you can't just accept what you've been taught by the system. I need to get some more water. All right. So let's see. All right. So yes, the United Kingdom has four seasons. Okay. Again, the original Britons are not the Indo-European. Okay? The people who were there originally were taken down. It was biblical prophecy fulfilled against the biblical people. Okay? We were replaced by the Indo-European. Okay? Now, the reason I keep bringing up the fact of all four seasons is because this is how you find the lands of Shem. Okay? That's how you find Shem's land. Okay? Let's see. Jubilees chapter 8. All right, now this is the land which came forth for Japheth and his sons as the portion of his inheritance, which he should possess for himself and his sons, for their generations forever. 5 great islands, and a great land in the north. That is the portion of the Indo-European. But it is cold. Okay? It's the lands that are cold year-round. Year-round period. So this is the, I guess, the most northern place, okay? This is the coldest place inhabited on Earth, alright? That's what they claim anyway. Alright, so let's see. The Arctic Ocean. Let's see, I don't know why they doing this, but come on. Okay, the 10 coldest countries in the world. This is has 13. Alright, let's see. I hate going to websites, bro. Come on, man. Alright, so Fairbanks, Alaska. Alright, that's part of America, though. Alright, North Dakota is part of America. Alright. I'm trying to find... Man, come on. Y'all not even doing right. I'm talking about freaking continents. Alright, okay, hold on. So they claim Antarctica. Okay. Now I looked this up before, bro. Hold on. So Russia is the coldest place on Earth. I looked that up before. All right. I think that, and that's year round. A lot of Russia. Okay, this is it right here. See this place right here? That is in Russia. Okay. Let's see. Japheth was given the cold lands. Alright, and here we go. I looked it up before. So you got the Eastern Arctic Plateau, or in Antarctica. You got Vostok Station, Antarctica. Or you got a lot of places in Antarctica. You got a place in Alaska, in America. Alright, you got a place in Greenland. Alright, and Russia, Siberia, okay? So you see, these are the lands of Japheth, okay? This is Japheth's lands, alright? This is the lands that were allotted to Japheth and all his descendants, okay? But why in the hell is the Indo-Europeans dwelling in the tents of Shem? Because that is biblical prophecy, okay? These lands were not allotted to you and your seed. Okay? Now, and the land of Ham is hot year round. Okay? The land of Ham is hot year round. These are the lands that are warm year round. The Thailand Islands, all right? Mexico, Santa Barbara, USA, all right? South Africa, Ecuador, India. I don't think all of South Africa is hot year round, but we have to look that up. All right? Ecuador, India, Brazil, Costa Rica, Rica and Morocco, okay? So Ham was given the hot lands, okay? Um Now, this is how we find the land. Not based on what the Indo-European has indoctrinated all humanity to believe in their educational school system. Okay? We find the land based upon the scripture. Okay? So the scripture is telling us, you know, who gets what. Okay? The bloodlines upon the earth. So all the descendants of Japheth, your lands are cold. All the descendants of Ham, your lands are hot. Okay? Now the land of Shem is neither hot nor cold, but it is blended of cold and heat. We have the lands of all four seasons. Okay? Yes. Shem was allotted the lands of all four seasons. Alright, now we're going to get into the stealing land thing, okay? Canaan was one of the first to steal land. Alright? You think it's a normal thing for colonization. You think colonization is something normal that don't never have to be rectified. All right. And the fourth, this is from the Book of Jubilees, as you can see. Not sure what chapter. Let me check my time, bro. All right, we're almost at an hour and a half. After this video, people, I'm gonna end it here. After this video, okay, I'm not gonna start up another one. So tomorrow, hopefully, I can finish up the whole entire audio, bro. I got a lot to be bringing forward, and you know how I am. Those of you who watch my channel, the few of you, okay. I flow by way of the spirit, all right. I don't be planning any of this, okay. All right, now let's start. All right. In the 4th week, in the 1st year, in the beginning thereof, in the 4th and 13th Jubilee, where were they dispersed from the land of Shinar. And Ham and his sons went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired as his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Egypt, that it was very good. And he went not into the land of his inheritance to the west, that is to the sea, and he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward, from the border of Jordan and from the border of the sea. Now, the Lebanon that this is talking about is not the Lebanon that you think it is, okay? The biblical Lebanon is talking about California. All right? Yes. Yes. Northern California. I think it's northern, where the redwood trees are. Is that Northern California? All right? The name of Mount Lebanon originates from the Phoenician root. All right? Ibian. All right? Meaning white, apparently from its snow-capped peaks. Now, this snow-capped peaks is year-round. Okay? It does not disappear. Does the snow ever disappear from the mountaintops of Lebanon? Do the cold streams flowing from those distant mountains ever run dry? That's in Jeremiah 18:14. Okay? Mount Shasta. Okay? Now, what they want to call Mount Lebanon, that ain't snowy year round. The mountaintop is not snowy year round. Okay? Mount Shasta is a city in this county, California, at about 3,600 feet above sea level. On the flanks of Mount Shasta, a prominent Northern California landmark. There you go. It is Northern California. All right. The city is less than 9 miles southwest of the summit of its namesake volcano. All right. This is the true biblical land, people. All right. Now, it mentioned Egypt, right? Also, them California redwoods. All right. That's the true cedars of Lebanon. All right, it's the tallest trees in the world. You would think that the cedars of Lebanon that the Bible talks about would be the tallest trees in the world. Okay? Now, as I stated, it mentioned, and these are the cedars that they want to claim is the cedars of Lebanon over there in that created state of Israel. Okay? And over there in that so-called Middle East, Northeast Africa. Okay? It's Northeast Africa. But the true Lebanon is in Northern California. Okay? I don't care what people want to believe. Alright? Now, it mentioned Egypt. Let me close some of this stuff out. Alright? It mentioned Egypt. Egyptian Sea. Alright, it mentioned Egypt. Alright. Then the Red Sea, okay, or the Red Sea. It mentioned the Red Sea, I think. Let me go back over here. Jubilees, okay. Alright, okay, it did mention Egypt, okay, to the river of Egypt, alright. Now, oh, oops, hold on, I'm done with that. Alright. Now, over, let me get another map. I need a better map, okay. This map, okay. What they want to call the Gulf of Mexico is actually the Egyptian Sea, okay. So this is the Red Sea. The Gulf of California is the Red Sea, all right. Lebanon is somewhere in Northern California, okay, wherever them California redwoods are, all right. Now this, I'm trying to show you how this is the true biblical land. You got these islands. You got Cuba right here. You got all of these islands. This is the Egyptian Sea, though. It's not the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Egyptian Sea. All right. You're gonna have to renew your mind by way of the Spirit. All right. See, the colonizers began renaming and reclassifying things. All right. The old maps show this as the Red Sea. Okay. Now, second, there's something else. Let's see, Mount Shasta, okay. Now, I got plenty of videos proving that this is the biblical land, so I really don't want to go into any more details on that. But there you have it, okay? I saved this meme. I guess this person's name is Humbled Servant of Yah. And they signed their name on it. I really need to go get me some water, and I need to be wrapping this up really soon. It'll make me something to eat. Alright, but I wanted to go into some detail about this, okay? So, Canaan dwelt in Lebanon, okay? And Ham his father, and Cush, and Mizraim his brother said unto him, Thou hast settled in a land which is not thine, and which did not fall to us by lot. Do not do so. For if thou doest do so, thou and thy sons will fall in the land, and be accursed, through sedition. For by sedition, let's find out what this word is. SED. Definitely. Bro. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo, the crime of creating a revolt, disturbance, or violence against lawful civil authority with the intent to cause its overthrow or destruction. Okay?
Sedition.
All right. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority or a state or monarch. Now, when you take an inheritance that's given by God, okay, because God is all good, the benevolent power that caused the earth to be created, okay, for the spirit children to be happy, all right, in our mortality, all right, he did not create us to be miserable, okay? So we all received an inheritance. We all received a portion of land upon the earth. We were all given our inheritance by lot. Okay? But the seed of Japheth committed the same crime as Canaan. And you descendants from the seed of Japheth, you Indo-Europeans that are dwelling upon the lands that have 4 seasons, you are in ignorance dwelling upon these lands, refusing to humble yourself like a child to unlearn the indoctrination. Therefore, you have no idea of your sudden destruction that's getting ready to come for you. Okay? Because understand, these lands were taken under great sedition. All right? Colonization happened by great sedition. All right? Now, you're gonna be accursed through sedition, for by sedition you have settled, and by sedition will thou children fall, and thou shalt be rooted out forever. Okay? So, one thing that needs to be made clear, I know that many people think that the Israelites took over the land of Canaan. That's not true. Okay, like I said, I was led to the book of remembrance of Moses, and I got a higher revelation. All right, no, we did not. There were many lies that were injected into the Bible. Okay, so we must have discernment. It is not a righteous thing to take anything by brute force. It's not a righteous thing to shed blood. Okay, so the true holy people do not do unrighteous things. However, not all Israel chose to be a part of the pure covenant. There are, see, I have to take more time later to give y'all deeper understanding of this here. But overall, you need to understand there's 4 tribes that are wayward. That is Simeon, Levi, Dan, and Gad. Okay? And you know, all those that were following after the Aaronic priesthood, okay, the serpent priesthood, all right. Aaron was not righteous. Moses was righteous, but Aaron was not righteous, okay. And Aaron was a Levite, okay. Moses, I forget. I think Moses actually descend from Joseph. Okay, Moses comes from the lineage of Joseph. All right, but Aaron came from the lineage of Levi. Okay, but anyway, Aaron was wicked, and so a lot of the Israelites followed after Aaron. And, you know, like I said, I'm going to be bringing you more information about this later. But the ones that followed Aaron, they they believe that they have to rule by force. All right, and they are fueled by fear. All right, they don't want to be taken into captivity. They don't want to be under subjection. So they do what they can do. They do whatever they could can do. Even today, in these days, you see them. There's many of my own bloodline that have sold themselves out to this system and to the god of money. Okay, it was no different back then. All right, many of them were under a satanic ideology that in order to be free, you must take matters into your own hands, take up man made weapons, and rule by brute force. Okay? Dictatorship, enforcing their way. All right? But the holy people, the ones that chose to follow Moses, which were few. It was way less that followed Moses than that followed Aaron, even though it was only four tribes that were severed. All right, so there's still eight tribes. There's eight tribes of Israel that depending on what tribe you are, you can hold office. You can hold a position of authority that the Father established you in. All right, the Father will establish us. All right, but it is only going to be from the eight tribes. He's not going to establish anybody from the tribe of Levi or the tribe of Simeon or the tribe of Dan or the tribe of Gad. Okay, they have been cut off from having any kind of position of authority within the Father's kingdom. Okay, so now I said all of that to say that all of this is going to be accounted for. You going the Canaanites were not taken down by the Israelites. The Canaanites took themselves out. All right. I don't remember which record we can find that confirmation in. But you can read about the Nephilim. Like this is like the War of the Titans and all of that. The Clash of the Titans and whatnot. The giants. Okay, this is the land of Canaan. This is the land where the giants were in. Okay, they found more giant bones in North America and in these lands, in the fourth part of the earth, in the Americas, North, Central, and South America, way more giant bones here than anywhere upon the face of the earth. There's way more pyramids, way more and bigger pyramids over here in the fourth part of the earth than anywhere in the rest of the part of the world. Okay, so it doesn't matter what the hell you people think. Okay, the Canaanites took themselves out. All right, and the holy ones of Israel, we when we were see, I will have to bring this later from the book of remembrance, people. I'm not even trying to go that deep right now, but it was done peacefully. Okay, we didn't have any weapons of war. All right, the righteous ones don't have any man-made weapons. Okay, we are the peacemakers. Okay, we're the meek, the humble. All right, the ones of a childlike heart. Okay, so anyway, their children fell and was rooted out. Okay, the Canaanites. All right. Dwell not in the dwelling of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons did it come by their lot. Okay, cursed art thou, and cursed shalt thou beyond all the sons of Noah, by the curse by which we bound ourselves by an oath in the presence of the holy judge, and in the presence of Noah our father. But Canaan did not hearken unto them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon, from Hamath to the entering of Egypt. All right? And he and his sons until this day. All right? Until this day. Okay? All the Canaanites were not destroyed. All right? And again, it was not Israel, it was not us, not the righteous ones of us that shed any blood. All right? And for this reason, that land is named Canaan. Okay? The Americas, the North America, is also known as the land of Canaan. It's the land of the gods. Okay? And Japheth and his sons went toward the sea and dwelt in the land of their portion. And Madai saw the land of the sea, and it did not please him. And he begged a portion from Elam and Asher and Apharxad, his wife's brother. And he dwelt in, and it cuts off, this page 84. That's page 84. Oh, then this is 68. Alright, so I don't think I have any more of that. I don't think I got any more. Hold on, let me see. What is this? 71. Alright, this is talking about the portion of the land. So anyway, so people, understand your time is up. All right, Jubilees 23:26. In those days, the children shall begin to study the eternal laws, because we're being oppressed. We're being afflicted. Our physical life is miserable. We're being belittled. We're being scorned. We're being ridiculed. We're being outcasted. We're being treated like we're nothing, like we don't matter. Okay? All because we don't have a heart after money. So this caused us, in those days, the children shall begin to study the eternal laws and seek the true commandments and return to the narrow path of righteousness. Okay? This happened. He awakened his people in the land of our captivity. Okay? Now, this is the reason why your time is up, nations. Okay? Your time is up. Okay? You've kept your foot on our neck all this damn time. Okay? Hold on. All this time, you have forced us to lay our bodies as the ground and as the street for you to go over, and you claim that you are the moral superiority upon the earth. You're trotting us down. How is that righteous? You refuse to step off of us and allow us to claim our heritage and our inheritance. You want to keep us as your prisoners. You want to keep us as your commodity. Like we are nothing more than your property. So how is that righteousness? You cannot keep ignoring us. So you see this, people. They pull the switcheroo. The truth always comes out in the end. No matter how hard anyone tries to hide it or stop it, lies are just a temporary delay to the inevitable. Alright? And truth fears no investigation. Okay? It's lies that lies don't want any light being shown. Okay? You can find this in the book of Maccabees. When the Greeks came into power, evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay, so you Indo-Europeans, okay, all you Indo-Europeans, alright, you're the ones that brought forth much evil upon the earth. You are not the moral superior, okay? You are not the moral authority, okay? No, you are the worst of the heathen. Not all of you, okay? Because it's not according to your skin color. It's according to your heart conditions. It's according to your actions. It's according to your mentality. Because best believe, there are some people that look like me that come from my bloodline, the seed of this land. They're just as bad as the worst of the heathen. Okay, so they are a heathen as well. Okay? So this ain't about skin color. As I stated in the beginning of this. In the beginning of the first video, I let you know this ain't about skin color. Nevertheless, your people made it about skin color. Okay? So in order to speak this truth, we must address the skin color, but it ain't about skin color. It's only about skin color because your people made it about color. Alright, so in order to speak the truth, we have to uncover the lie. Okay? Now, we must speak the truth about how your system got established. Alright? You cannot keep your foot on us. Alright? We're not going to stay your perpetual slaves forever. Okay? No, it's going to overturn in our lifetime. Okay? Now, if you want some mercy, some empathy, some compassion, some kindness from our God, then you're going to have to demonstrate those attributes to his people. The ones of us that's instructed to give you the clarity and the understanding. Okay? You know this happened to us. So you need to quit playing with us. Alright? Now, let's find out where we are on this audio, and I'm going to be wrapping this up. Because we're about halfway through.
Because they didn't just come up with it out of thin air. Okay? There were great civilizations here before the Greeks took over.
Let me find out.
There was civilization before the Greeks. So tell me, where did the Greeks get their information from? Because they didn't just come up with it out of thin air. Okay? There were great civilizations here before the Greeks took over. Alright? Iron is the Romans. And then the iron and clay is the revived Roman Empire. So, we've been in the revived Roman Empire since about the freaking late 17th into the 18th century, or really the late 18th into the 19th century. Okay, because they really got their foothold and took over everything and really established all of that to the fullest extent right after the Civil War. So right after the Civil War here, they had successfully erased who we were as the indigenous seed of this land. We have been thoroughly reclassified, relabeled, re-stigmatized, time and time again. They have been teaching us in their school systems. Alright, they had their educational institutions established. Alright, so they were able to keep their stronghold. Alright, they were able to force us to lay our bodies as the ground For them that went over, there was no might in our hands to be born into a freaking world where there's already a system established that you gotta pine after money in order to sustain your damn life. And if you don't do this, then the world ain't got no love for you. You just gonna be tossed away like garbage. This is the world that you were born into. So ain't no might in your hands to overturn this. No.
And we were warned of it. Okay? This is the captivity that we were warned of. Alright? This is the captivity that the book of Revelations is referring to. Okay? Now, children of Israel, Jeremiah 5:19. And when the people asked, why has our Lord God turned his face from us and allowed all of this upon us? You will tell them, as you have forsaken me and served foreign gods in your own land, so now you will serve foreigners in a land that is not your own. Now, why is it not our land? Because they came and they took over our land. Are we able to live like this is our land? Or have we been made second-class citizens? Worse than that. We've been put up under their system. Okay, we are nothing more than their commodity. Okay, their property. This is how they want to view us. Alright? So the Father told us that this would be the type of circumstances that we would be living in. Alright? Foreigners built their heaven upon our ancestral land. And they told us that ours is somewhere in the sky. And we'll go there when we die. So our mortality is supposed to be a life of servitude to foreigners who overran our land. That's what they think, and that's what they think going to continue. Second. It's not going to continue. Because he told us all we had to do was humble ourselves, pray, and seek his face, turn from our wicked ways. Didn't I read in Jubilees that the children in those days will begin to pray and seek his face? All right? And follow his ways, becoming obedient? See, he hearing from heaven. He's forgiven our sins. And he's healing our land. In the process of him healing our land, these storms are ramping up against you nations that are in these lands. Okay? All arrogant, really puffed up in your pride and your arrogance. It don't matter what you believe. All we have to do is be obedient to our God. And the forces of nature is about to reap destruction upon you, or rain destruction upon you. You're about to reap the great cataclysmic events that's coming for you. When you sow death and destruction is coming for you. That just is what it is. Okay? You refuse to humble yourself. Alright? Therefore, you're going to be humbled. Now, let's see where we're at.
But there was might in my hands spiritually. When I was given the ears to hear and a heart to receive. Yeah, I had free agency. I used my free will to humble myself to the spirit of truth and the reproof and correct my actions, lining up with the spirit of truth that came to reprove me. Let me know what my iniquity was. I chose to humble myself and repent, submit myself before the eyes of my Maker, becoming obedient to His eternal laws of love, life, and purity, little bit by little bit, step by step. Okay, it wasn't all at once. It's not instantaneous. This happened on a journey because I had the ears to hear, the heart to receive, and I had the eyes to see my entire life. And I had been seeking for the answers and the clarity. Alright? So sure enough, when the answers and the clarity began to come to me, the pieces of the puzzle began to show up. Alright? Like I began to see the pieces of the puzzle coming together. Alright? And because of that, because I can see such a big part of the board, okay? Like pretty much the board is set, okay? There's only a few pieces missing. You know, I don't have the full picture, but I have a whole lot, okay?
Now, I'm probably gonna play some of that back tomorrow, to get the full context and all of that. But for now, I think that's where we're gonna stop it. All right, because I have to do some things. Sorry, people. But yeah, I gotta do some things, and I do want to come back here tomorrow, most likely. Tomorrow I do gotta go to the store and get water. That's when I'll have the funds to do that. I'm running low on water, so I'm trying to make it till tomorrow. But yeah, on that note, I'm spent. I am so happy to be back, you guys. For those who care, all right, those who care. I'm happy to be back for you, serving you up this truth by the way of the Spirit, and I plan to continue for however long I can. Okay, 4 times I was casted away, and each time the Father has resurrected me. Okay, so I am back again, and as of right now, I'm here to continue to walk in my purpose by faith and not by sight. All right, we made it to about 18 minutes or so into this audio. And as I stated, it's a little over, it's about maybe a little over 30 minutes, probably like 33 minutes or so. So we should be able to get that done tomorrow. And then I have another one. I have several things to bring you guys, okay? So, but anyway. I'm hungry, people, so I'm gonna get off of here. I don't eat all day, so I'm gonna get off of here, wash dishes, take care of some things, and get some food in me. All right. On that note, much love and shalom.